Coming to you live from the SKL studios here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It is SKL Week 7, Day 4. I guess it's kind of the official end of the regular season, but then we kind of have an unofficial extra week next week to do some makeup games.
Yeah.
But it's, for the most part, the end of the regular season here, Week 7, Day 4. My name is Kevin Big Booty Bodie, and I'm joined tonight by the young and the restless Blake Dzaninator Zanadine.
Salutations.
Good to see you, Blake.
Hey, it's really good to see you.
So we've got a really good game here for you tonight, folks. We've got Fellowship of the Nerds facing off against Revolution Death Squad, a game that definitely has playoff implications here, Dzaninator.
Yeah, this is a big one, actually. If RDS is able to get the 2-0, I believe they kick Fellowship of the Nerds out of their spot for 4th place.
Ooh.
And then they would actually take the 4th place spot with Argon 53 picking that 2-0 yesterday. Fellowship needs the 2-0 to tie for 3rd, I believe, with Argon 53. And if they split, I believe Fellowship still takes 4th place.
I think that would make sense, yeah.
Except the thing is, they really need the 2-0 for just in case Lunatic Peace makes this huge run.
Yeah, if they go on a Cloud9 like runs, they run the gauntlet here next week.
Yeah, so
they could come and pull the rug out from underneath the Fellowship here. So
yeah, okay, we're flying through picks and bans here. So we got Nidalee, Ari, and Kindred being banned out on the side of. The Fellowship of the Nerds banning that, and then Echo, Graves, and Gragas going out towards Fellowship of the Nerds, and that's kind of jungle-heavy bans towards Bo's good.
Yeah.
Taking away 2 of his champions.
Yeah, worth noting here tonight that no Jay Frazier here for Fellowship of the Nerds tonight. They're using this sub. Bananas Inc. Good name. I don't know if is that Bananas Incoming or Bananas Incorporated?
I'm gonna say incoming just because it's in all caps.
Right. So he should. I assume he's gonna play Soraka mid then.
He's subbed in a few times for Jay Frazier, but I haven't seen this Rocket mid. I'm kind of disappointed.
Bananas.
But the first pick, Azir, very much prioritizing that pick for Bananas Inc. And if you're going to bring in a sub, make sure they get a champion they're comfortable with. But it's pretty ballsy to pick that first.
Yeah, I mean, Azir, maybe not, especially picking your mid laner first. Something you very, very rarely see. And now knowing the mid lane matchup, we see RDS, they go right on the other side, they pick up Zed. So going to be Zed into Azir, a very interesting matchup. How do you feel about the Zed pick into Azir? Because I'm not sure if I love that pick for the mid lane here.
Well, actually, I decided to try playing Azir today, and I was playing in this matchup.
Okay.
And it's not very good for Azir.
Oh, really? Okay.
Past 6, the ulti. It's kind of a skill matchup a little bit, but a little more favor towards Zed. But it's a very good pick for the side of RDS into the Azir. So, but then the Maokai pickup as well. Very strong pick in this meta right now. And then they leave open the Bard, which Charles Good will jump all over. Loves that champion.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And then the Ezreal picked up as well. That is, I assume that's going to be going to Baby Trog at 80 carry with the Azir already being picked up. And we know from conversations with Baby Trog, Ezreal, one of his favorite champions. You know, not the usual hyper carry that we see him on sometimes or even most of the time, but again, still a good champion.
He just doesn't need a map when he plays Ezreal. Makes it, planning a little easier going forward. It's a little less carefree, but we do see the Elise locked in. So really, a lot of Bosgood's champion pool dwindle down here. They ban 2 of them, then they take the Elise. So wouldn't be surprised to see a Lee Sin come out here.
How about a Zac? What do you think about the
Or
Zac?
a Zac, that's true. He has played a very good Zac. So
Yeah.
I think it would be really good for the long range engage. Wouldn't be bad at all with the Trundle hover here for Harablo. We get the top jungle kind of going left, and you did good call. The Zac, I forgot about it, and it's a very good pick. And he's the only one we've really seen play it since Tefreakers has departed from SKL.
Yeah,
who that guy still has to have the throne for Zac.
Oh my god,
King.
that guy was an absolute monster. I remember casting that game. It was me, you, and Silky. And he was just all over the map. Just every 5 seconds, he would just fly in from off screen and
one
get a kill.
slingshot across the map to blow every flash consecutively. It was ridiculous. But they are hovering in a little bit, so maybe not 100% sold on it.
Nah, I got faith in the boys. They're gonna lock it in here, make me look good.
Forgetting to lock in, kicked out of champ select.
Are we gonna get a? No, there we go, locked in. Leaving just the 80 carry pick here for RDS because they are gonna go with the Corki. Interesting pick. Lots of other 80 carries available, but of course Corki still a strong pick as always. He's always kind of hanging around in the meta.
Yeah, lots of split damage coming out, so a decent amount of AD and AP coming out for him. Maokai does a decent amount of damage, but just because they're not going to have that AP mid laner, maybe using Corki to complement the AP damage just to make sure they have enough of each. But the Trundle pick into the Maokai, pretty good pick. I'm not the matchup gonna go to Maokai has a lot. Well, they both have similar sustain.
Yep.
But I think Maokai a little more pokey than Trundle. So as long as he doesn't look for those extended fights against Trundle, should be pretty good. But the mid lane matchup, like we said, a little bit favored towards the Zed. Bottom lane, it's going to be interesting. I mean, Ezreal, not really one to win lane. You kind of build that tier. It puts you back itemization-wise. So you're usually always 700 gold behind the other AD carry.
Okay.
They don't really get to build AD. So I'm going to give the advantage to Corki on that one. The Braum, Corki, very good. That Gatling gun spreading a lot of damage. So it's going to be very interesting. So, Mr. Bodie, which comp do you like?
You know, looking at these two team comps and just thinking about what I know about these two teams, I think I'm gonna have to go with RDS on this one. I usually like to put my faith behind the nerds, but just based off of just looking at team comps here, I think I am gonna have to go with RDS. I really like the Maokai pick in the top lane, especially with, like you said, having the mixed damage. You know, the 80 mid laner. Maokai does a little bit of mixed damage with Corki bringing in a little bit, so they got a little bit of everything. As you already said, Corki Braum, very strong lane, and I just, you know, with Fellowship bringing in a sub, no matter what you do, no matter how good they are, you're always gonna, or at least usually gonna lose something off. Maybe you're a little bit of gameplay or overall team play, communication, just from lack of synergy, lack of, you know, being used to playing with each other. You know, when you bring in a sub. So I think for this game, I'm gonna have to go with RDS, but I obviously wouldn't be surprised if Fellowship of the Nerds took it as well, just because, you know, they haven't had as strong of a season as we expected them to. We really thought they were gonna build off their great season from last season and come in strong this year, but they haven't looked themselves almost these past couple weeks. Like, would you agree with that?
Yeah, and I mean, me and Silky, we had split predictions on the series.
Yeah.
We both split it 1-1. We figured it'd be a 1-1
Yeah.
series because for that exact reason. They haven't really found their
Yeah.
footing this season. They haven't been that kind of threshold team like, oh man, like this is them. They're
this
stepping
is-
up. They
yeah.
make the plays. They're usually they're not even a one-dimensional team. They have so many different play styles, but
Yeah.
they haven't really found just one play style this season so far that really fits them.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just a little worried for them here in this game. If this was the Fellowship of the Nerds of old, kind of, then I'd be pretty confident giving them the advantage here. But I'm gonna have to go with RDS in this game here, Dezaninator. How about you?
You know, for me, I'm not sure. I'm not sold on the Ezreal pick as AD carry, but I'm still not sold as Corki being a solid AD carry. So the AD carry, the bot lane matchup's kind of mismatched for me, but I think Baby Trog and Chazgood should be able to win that lane, and I think that's going to be crucial. I'm going to give it to Fellowship of the Nerds on this one.
Okay.
I'm going to go against you on this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like maybe they don't have the most favorable matchups in their lanes, but their bot lane is the one part of their team that has been consistent throughout this entire league so far. Usually win, even when they play stuff like Ezreal, Bard, usually come out ahead, and that's going to be huge for them. They scale very well, and they have a lot of poke and a lot of long-range engage. So a lot of follow-up with that. I think they're going to be looking for a lot more split push on the side of RDS, and there's a lot of ways for Fellowship to answer that, and I think they have a stronger 5v5. So I'm going to give it, personally, to Fellowship of the Nerds.
All right, so a little split going here. The line is drawn between the casters.
Give me
here.
the stick.
Yeah.
Draw that line for you. But I will say that Maokai is going to do a lot of work against Edizir.
Yeah, it is. I think we're in for a great game here, Daz. Especially, you know, Fellowship of the Nerd, well, and RDS, both these teams with the heavy playoff implications that this game have. I think both teams here are going to bring their A game. You know, it's unfortunate that for such an important game that Fellowship has to use a sub, but I still think, you know, these teams, they want to secure that spot in playoffs. So I really think these two teams, they're going to be fighting for it. No one's going to go down easily tonight.
Oh, no, not at all. And we are getting into loading screen here, guys. So let's recap the teams here. We do have Fellowship of the Nerds versus Revolution Death Squad. So on the side of Fellowship of the Nerds, we have Harablo in the top lane playing Trundle. We've got Bosgood playing that Zac jungle. Bananas Inc. on that Azir mid lane. Baby Trog playing that Ezreal AD carry. And rounding it off is last but not least Chazgood on that Bard at support.
And on red side here for game one, we have got Revolution Death Squad. Loonshoe is in the top lane playing Maokai. Zero Invictus in the jungle on Elise. Oliver Closeoff, best name SKL, playing Zed in the mid lane. Copyrights on Corki and Luke Duke 186 rounding out the team comp with Braum.
We do see maybe a bit of an invade here going in. Baby Truck should be able to spot that out. The ward goes out. He does hit him with the Q, though.
Yeah, the Winter's Bite gets him, but he Arcane... Oh, no, that was the flash over the wall. Didn't start Arcane Shift. And, I mean, hey, Blown Summoner, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for Ezreal, it's kind of not as big of a deal. I think it's going to be very important for them to make sure they get the level 2 first. Now that he doesn't have that flash, get that level 2. I'm assuming he started Mystic Shot if he didn't use that Arcane Shift over the wall. So hopefully he has that. But Chaw's good getting invaded on here, but a great Cosmic Binding.
Yeah, and he's got his boys there to back him up. The Fellowship with their axe and their bow coming to back him up there.
That's what I like to hear, the old Lord of the Rings references.
Yes.
Warms my soul.
I love me some Lord of the Rings.
You know, let's go marathon it after this.
We should, okay. You know, it takes. I've done the marathons of the extended editions multiple times. It takes about 11.5 hours.
Oh, this. You know what we should do? We should try and do the Hobbit to the end of the Fellowship of the Ring or Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's gonna be like a 24-hour affair.
I'm down to clown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
up.
Did you just reference yourself?
I did.
I mean, I'd be up for the challenge. I do. I mean, obviously, you know, the Hobbit movies, not as good as the originals, but I do think they got a lot of unnecessary flack. They were enjoyable to watch. They had their problems, but people who just, you know, completely shit all over them, it's kind of like, come on, like, just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. It's what you make of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But, okay, but sorry, back to the game here.
Yeah.
We do see the lane advantages here. Trying to push for that level 2 very slowly. Cosmic Binding getting thrown out there. Meanwhile, on the top lane, going to be a real big sustain fight here. They're just going to kill the creeps, sustain off of that. Using that Grasp of the Undying to trade as well. But like we were saying, this mid lane, kind of skill heavy, but a little bit in the favor of Oliver Closeoff. And have they been putting Oliver mid a lot, or is their roster been kind of changing a lot as well?
They've had quite a fluid roster throughout the season, if I remember correctly. I feel like I've seen Oliver Closeoff play AD carry as well. I feel like we've seen Zero Invictus play mid. I don't remember entirely, but looks like we might have a gank here. The slingshot in from Bosgood. Oliver Closeoff sees it coming and blows the flash. Both summoners. The flash forward from Bananas Incorporated, and that is first blood. But can Zero Invictus turn it around? Looks like he will just back off. And good, good gank there. Summoners blowing all over the place, but they pick up the kill.
And that's always the right time to engage. You see that Zed use that Living Shadow to go in, and you pounce on it because that's his one way of escape. Once he's forced that flash, both Bosgood and Bananas flash. They get the exhaust to slow him down. Easy auto attacks. That's going to be a first blood for Zach. That's going to make him... Now, that's the most important thing. When you're a jungler, you get that first blood. Go buy your items and then start snowballing the other lanes. Keep that advantage going, because giving your solo laners the first blood, always a good idea. Maybe in that lane would have been good as well. But making sure you secure that kill, as we did see Zero Invictus come in there, more important than anything else.
Yeah, definitely important. So good start here for Fellowship of the Nerds. But yeah, as we were talking about earlier, yeah, I think RDS, I think they have had a fairly fluid roster as far as subs are concerned. For some reason, I can't think off my top of the head who their subs are, but I feel like we've seen them quite a bit this season.
Yeah, because I feel like they're always kind of like interchanging roles.
Yeah.
Who knows where kind of thing. But they're making it work because they are kind of near the top, and we did say he's got to abuse the lanes here.
Here comes the slingshot onto Loonshoe this time. Crablo is there, just taking some swings on him, looking like Josh Donaldson out there with that little slugger Trundle, but is forced to flash out of his. Zero Invictus is looking to turn that gank around here, and looks like not much going to happen there. Summoner's Burn. Ah, yes. C9 Genghis Khan. That's another player for... Yes.
That is the
RDS.
usual support. Thank you.
Is he... Or I feel like I've seen him play jungle, though, too. So.
Oh, he does play jungle, too, but I know he was the one who was playing... The only one who was playing Sona, really. He was the Sona support.
Oh, right.
Because he was pretty upset when
and that
the
screwed us over.
bug,
Yeah, the spectator bug. Okay, I do remember that. Yeah, so a very fluid roster. And like you said, that is impressive that they've kept such a fluid roster while maintaining their position in the standings. Because I've talked about before already how, you know, when you bring subs in, you know, stuff is going to change. There's going to be communication differences. There's going to be playstyle differences when you're using subs and not practicing together and playing together all the time. But there is some trading going on in this bot lane. Looks like it's the bot lane of RDS that is lower right now, but they're the ones maybe being the aggressors, pushing a little bit, but they've got to be careful.
Yeah, Charles got consistently landing these Cosmic Bindings here, and it's really helping them out. Still has the pot on the side of Baby Truck. They've already used that cookie on copyright, so he's down a little bit, but Zero Invictus gonna look to even the odds here, going down there for a little bit of a gank.
Ooh, the Sand Soldier's doing quite a bit of difference, but here comes Bosgood, another slingshot in here. Luke Duke very low. Zero Invictus is there, but he gets exhausted. Can they catch up to him? The spider is crawling away and looks like he will get out of it with his life. Were there summoners burnt there? Looks like they burned Luke Duke's flash, but that's it for now. But man, Bosgood really making his presence felt here in this early game.
And that's a key thing. You need to be ganking everywhere, especially with Zach. He's so good early game. He has a lot of CC in his kit. If you can land the slingshot, it's a knock up. I think your Q slows as well. Once he hits level 6, he's got another knock up on top of that can continually go and speed him up. So just making sure getting these summoners out now, even before he's about to hit 6, is really smart.
Yeah, lots of trading the top lane now. Lunshu does have 6 here. Will he use it to go onto Harablo? Looks like he will not. Just leave it. Looks like he's going to leave it for now. Harablo got to be careful until he hits 6, and he can look to trade back even more there with Lunshu in that top lane. But yeah, this top lane, this matchup, Trundle, Maokai, as you would say, it's well, you said it earlier, it's a a high sustained fight. It's a bit of a wet noodle fight.
Yeah, a lot of trading, and then as soon as they kind of go back to farming, they're gonna sustain off of their passive. So not much gonna come, especially with that Spectre Scout.
Well, here comes Zero Invictus going in onto Bena as incorporated, but the Emperor's Divide knocks him away. But the repel down from Zero Invictus will help clean up the kill, with the credit going over to all of her close off.
I think he stripped him down right there,
yes,
and just kind of did a lot of damage. Using that exhaust, he almost turned the kill, however. Just not quite enough damage. Kind of went melee Azir there, but he put himself in a tough spot. It was a good Emperor's Divide to get the Zed away from him, but he put them between him and his safety.
Yeah, he put him back towards his own base.
So I kind of caught himself in a bad spot, but a good idea trying to get out of that gank there. So gotta give him some props. He did try and hold his own there 2v1, and almost got a return kill out of it.
Yep. So, I was telling you earlier, I was playing some games last night. Oh, here we go. Zero Invictus. Got to be careful here. Bosgood forces his flash, just bouncing all over him, and he will squash the spider, picking up a solo kill for himself. And now some trading in the top lane as well here. Whew. These teams are up for blood tonight.
Oh, just trading all over. And that's like we were saying. Zach just has so much CC and so much potential, just speediness. Punishes Zero Invictus for trying to steal his scuttle, and they're going to take out that pink ward. But now that he's 6, he's just got so much additional CC, and maxing that slingshot increases the range, so the higher he gets, the more range he has to engage.
Copyright's getting chunked out fairly heavy there. Then another Cosmic Binding landing by Chosgood, followed up by the True Shot Barrage from Baby Trog, just doing a ton of damage. And this is why Chosgood, this is why Bard is often banned against him. The guy's a monster.
Yeah, he puts so much pressure on the lane. I mean, every time the camera has panned down here and we've taken a look at this bot lane, he's landed a Cosmic Binding, and they immediately turn it. And once again, Ezreal keeping up in CS. He's trading quite well, and he's sitting on that tier. He's already starting to work towards that Click of Trap.
Chosgood flashes forward, and they pick up that kill. Baby Trog getting the kill credit. Onto Luke Duke, just kind of caught in a bad spot. And now Zero Invictus might be next to fall here. He tries to repel up and away, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this. The magical journey goes through to cut him off, but tons of damage coming in here from Copyrights to, dissuade Chosgood, but they do finish up the kill onto Zero Invictus. Another one picked up here for Bosgood.
Another one. Just like you said, just so much presence on this map, and that's exactly what they need to do. Get early, get ahead, especially their bot lane. Get that Ezreal rolling, get that tier stack, get him start scaling, and then you got to start focusing on that Azir, because that Azir is going to be the next crucial part. He's going to probably try and go Nashor's Tooth into that Zanya's, a little bit of utility, the attack speed doing very well on him, but also keep himself alive in that lane versus Zed. I don't think Azir is going to be able to split push against that Zed, so they need to have the advantage going into team fights, because that's what they're going to look for, grouping and team fighting 5v5.
Yeah, Harablo just trying to back here, but Lunshu will not let him, just harassing him, and actually goes in here. Just doesn't want Harablo to leave the lane at all. Harablo gonna take a few shots at him on the way out here, but maybe this fight will be extended. Harablo, I thought he was gonna look to get out of here because he wanted to back, but he's got to be careful now. Lunshu getting the better of him in this fight right now, and can he finish him off? No, Pterodagro gonna dissuade Lunshu from picking up the rest of that fight, but good trading there.
Yeah, definitely got walked to the plate there, playing that little Trundle, or little slugger Trundle. Just kind of escaping there, and that's where we said just is sustain, really holding its own, and I actually thought there was enough damage going to come
but here comes the package from Chosgood. not from Chosgood, the package onto Chosgood, but the slingshot right back the other way is huge from Bosgood, and can they turn it around? Baby Trog is there as well, but here comes Zero Invictus. The True Shot Barrage not going to be enough to finish off those two members here, and now will they look to turn this onto these members of Fellowship of the Nerds. It's a 3v2 right now, unless those members of RDS come back from the river. The repel from, oh, Oliver Closeoff is now down here as well, and so much action, but no kills being picked up yet. Will that change?
And yeah, in the meanwhile, Banana Inc. just getting into free farm here, and a little bit of over-aggression coming in from RDS, and a great bait there by Chosgood. They pull him in, immediately hit them with the Cosmic Binding into the Elastic Slingshot, and they walk out of there with just a sliver of health. Deathmark going down on Chosgood, barely surviving,
yeah.
I imagine. Must have used his self-heals there built into his kit to keep himself alive, but just a crazy fight. But overall, definitely got to give the advantage there to Fellowship of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Pulling quite a few summoners on the side of RDS.
It always tilts me as a play-by-play caster when there's just like tons of action going back and forth, but no one's actually dying.
And it's just like, please,
and somebody kill somebody.
Use abilities. Yeah. Somebody die. Oh, but Baby Chog in a bit of trouble.
Oh, the Arcane Shift, and then dodges the Cocoon here, but getting chunked out just a little bit. They're looking to turn it around here as he gets exhausted, and they force the repel from Zero Invictus just to get away. Good turn there by the bot lane of Fellowship as they really turn that.
It's Chosgood getting engaged on here as copyrights going in. Yeah. They are going to use.
Oh, the ult is going to freeze up. And then the timing from Chosgood picking up the kill onto copyrights there. Holy man, great timing there to know the timing coming out of the ult exactly when he uses Cosmic Binding to lock them up as soon as they get unfrozen, allowing Baby Trog to land the True Shot Barrage.
That was a phenomenal turnaround here, but I mean, the top lane they're kind of swinging, but that's the thing, like you said, lands the ulti immediately into the Cosmic Binding, the True Shot Barrage coming through, heal use, and then they just completely outburst them. And honestly, which looked really bad for Chosgood, ended up getting them a double, or at least one kill on the bot lane there, but Harabla having to be very careful here as Loonshu starting to chase him down through the lanes there. And he's starting to bully it. He has that Bomby Cinder. Trundle kind of getting pushed into that Spectre's Cowl to keep himself, give him a little bit of more sustain in that lane, but also a little more survivability, having that MR to deal with the damage going to come from Maokai, who I think a lot of people underestimate the amount of damage that Vengeful Maelstrom does if you're absorbing a lot. Kind of catches you off guard, and once it pops, next thing you know, you may be dead.
Yeah. That definitely could happen here. So definitely in this early game here, Fellowship of the Nerds definitely have the advantage. You know, they're up 5-1. They've got a 1k gold lead, which isn't actually a ton, you know, based on the amount of kills they had, but quite a significant CS difference in the mid lane here. Oliver Closeoff beating Bananas Inc. by about 20, and then Loon show up about 10 as well in that top lane. So those good CSing coming out from RDS to help mitigate the gold lead they're suffering from being down in kills. But still, Fellowship of the Nerds, this is their game right now.
I think we were saying that mid lane matchup, it's definitely going to be kind of important. We see Azir falling behind, and I mean, we've seen Oliver Closeoff leave his lane and already start doing a bit of roaming. Still up at almost 30 CS there in that mid lane, so that's kind of a concerning point. Hopefully we see Bosgood try and get something going there, but he has been very successful at getting the rest of his lanes rolling. Harablo not really have a kill up there, but he's surviving, he's scaling, he's got to keep going, but he might be in trouble here. Zero Invictus makes his way up.
Invictus is coming here. He tries to get him away with the pillar, but here comes Bosgood looking to turn this one around as they're going to go in onto Loonshu and just completely forget about Zero Invictus as they burn the flash from Loonshu, who is going very low here. Will they turn it? Harablo picks up the 1 kill as the Deathmark and Emperor's Divide are both using the mid lane here. Bananas Inc. is going to burn down here. Oliver Closeoff strips his ear down to his Underoos and picks up that kill. But Zero Invictus locks up Harablo here with the Cocoon, but Harablo says, nope, I'm going to hit a home run here. Picks up the kill. 2 kills picked up in that top lane, but Oliver Closeoff responds in the mid lane.
And yeah, that's the problem we said. Pre-6, Azir can do all right, but after that 6, that Deathmark just being so strong, if you don't time your Emperor's Divide properly, kind of get roasted and toasted. And he gets hit by pretty much every ability into that Ignite. Gonna give him that free kill, and that's gonna be the scary part, is you need that Trundle to get ahead, but at the same time, that Trundle picking up a double kill in the top lane.
The Bard ult was coming in there, but the follow-up wasn't there quickly enough as they got the turret and a couple members of RDS there. This turret looks like it will go down, not able to defend it with Bananas Inc. being down.
Yeah, trying to delay that turret going down for as long as possible, letting Baby Trog try and put a little more damage onto the bot turret. He might actually be able to pick it up with that Rising Force passive, giving him that attack speed as long as he consistently lands spells. But with that Iceborne Gauntlet, they actually may be able to chase this out as Chosgood is there. And Copyright's in a bit of a sketchy spot, but they're just going to respect the damage and back off.
Yeah, I thought maybe Baby Trog was going to get caught out there as they were coming down from the river, but he makes it out. And then, as you said, maybe thought Chosgood was going to turn that, but nothing going to happen there. They are just going to back off. That turret actually still relatively healthy right now for RDS.
Yeah, so getting that turret for them, that's going to open up a lot of the map. You've got that mid. Now you can start... Oh, they didn't even get the turret in. Oh, yeah, they did. Azir put his turret up. That tricks me every time I look at the map. So they do have that turret, so it's going to open up the pressure, and I would like to see them start getting some aggressive wards in the jungle. Once you have that, they make the enemy jungle yours. You can start hovering towards the mid lane, go out, get the top, or the first tier turrets in bot and top lane as well. Just expand your vision, because that's where you're going to need to go. You've got the control in the mid lane. You can push it all the way in and then start roaming around, get catches in the jungle. It makes even taking Dragon a lot easier for you because you have your own turrets to back off to. So get some deep warding from RDS. Maybe look for some more picks and then start getting some objectives. We do see Bosgood going in here for a game.
Bosgood going to come up and over the wall here onto the bot lane of RDS here. Does force the flash out of Loopdu. And looks like that's going to be it. They're just going to retreat under towers safely. And Bosgood and the rest of the bot lane looks like they're going to head up back into the jungle for now. Maybe start looking at Dragon. Ooh, the cocoon lands onto Bananas Inc. and Deathmark goes down as well. The Emperor's Divide comes out here. I don't think it's going to be enough as Oliver Close-Up picks up yet another kill with the help of his buddy Zero Invictus.
And they're really just punishing this poor Bananas Inc. Doesn't even have one item completed, instead getting 3 kills off that, but Zero Invictus always seems to be there at the right time. And that was a great cocoon immediately into Deathmark. Not much you can do, that damage already being enough to kill him before that Emperor's Divide going out. Can't really defend himself when he's already just waiting for himself to die.
Yeah, and it's really, that's really all he has been using his ult for is defensive purposes, and it's not even really working. So, that might play a factor later in team fights if Bananas doesn't have that ult available. But here, Bosgood comes out from off the screen yet again here to defend the turret. But yeah, so that might not work out too well for Bananas if his ult is always down when he's just trying to save his life.
Yeah, at this point, he just needs to get items and farm as safely as possible. Baby Trog coming along very good in his build. He's just going to have to use that Emperor's Divide to really peel for his AD carry. Keep his AD carry alive. Keep that Maokai off him. Someone else can deal with the Zed once.
Bosgood gets shut down here going for the Raptor camp. As Zero Invictus and Oliver Close-Up were still hanging around. And just a little bit sloppy play there by Bosgood, just kind of not being aware of who is still around. But the Bard ult is going to lock up the bot lane of RDS here. Can they pick up anything off of it? Baby Trog not there with the follow-up quickly enough. And now here comes Zero Invictus to turn it around. Chosgood takes the magical journey, but gets slain in the middle of it. Baby Trog might be next, but he might be able to retreat under turret. Did blow his flash and heal, and he will get away safely here, it looks like, but they do take down Chosgood.
Yeah, and Hrabble actually TPing into that fight, but getting stopped by the snare of Maokai, interrupting that teleport, which definitely would have secured them probably a kill or two coming in from behind them. The only one really reacting to that was Luke Duke starting to back off, the rest of them still chasing Baby Trog. So a very good play by Loonshu to keep his teammates having that advantage on their side when it definitely would have been at least a kill or two for Hrablo, giving him that extra beefy stats when he goes back and buys.
And don't look now, Xanator, but Revolution Death Squad is now ahead in gold.
Ooh, so slowly pulling themselves back up, and they've just had really great picks. Well, mostly just on the mid laner, unfortunately, just getting that. But really, when they get that kill, they've been pushing objectives where those of the nerds have been getting a lot of kills, but not getting anything afterwards. Not going for any other advantage. No dragons have been taken. That first drag still available. That tier 2 mid turret almost down for RDS. So just very good objective control after they get a kill, and just making sure they're always being proactive. Okay, we've got a kill. What can we do with this downtime of that champion?
Ooh, and now they're going in onto Oliver Close-Up here. Does have flash available. Looks like I think he will be able to get out of it. Might even look to turn it around as Luke Duke is roaming up to the mid lane. Rift Herald going down. Surprised neither team prioritizing Rift Herald here to Xanator, as Fellowship is a team that usually likes to, take it into consideration in their early game.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where if you have the time to do it, maybe try and grab it, but it's not something you necessarily need to focus on, especially because both junglers aren't Devourer junglers.
Right.
It's not necessarily as much of a priority.
That's a good point.
But They definitely could have got it when they got that double kill top lane, but not really finding the time, I guess, or the health bars to do it. But that first turret will go down for Fellowship of the Nerds.
Yeah, Parablo just absolutely swinging on it. Lunshu not able to get there in time. It is going to fight him off of it now and actually going to do a decent amount of damage on his way out as they actually flash for it. Zero Invictus coming up, locks him up with the cocoon here, and this should actually be Parablo going down here. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out, and they pick up the kill with the credit going over to Lunshu.
Just a little bit of overextension, getting the turret, but going down. If they're able to trade that top turret, that's definitely in the advantage of RDS, and starting to let this game slide a little bit. I mean, we did say they do need time to scale with this team comp, but having that lead should have been enough to, you know, give them some kind of advantage. Go for those dragons, but they might be able to trade a mid lane turret here. That will be good. Open the map up a little bit for their side, and they could collapse on the Corki and the Braum here as they're caught out a little bit. Bosgood going in. Coming at it from both sides. Copyright's the first one to go down. The Glacial Fissure comes out from Luke Duke to try and get away, and looks like he should probably get out of this as they're now going to focus Oliver close off. Just Bosgood is really going after him without that turret there. The True Shot Barrage gonna help out, but Bosgood does not want any part of that turret damage, so Oliver close off gonna get away. Yeah, very nice flash to make sure he doesn't get knocked up there by the elastic slingshot, but a great Emperor's Divide, also keeping his team safe. They're able to cut off that choke point and make sure they're not going to get collapsed on after the Glacial Fissure goes out. Not sure if RDS would have looked to fight that, but still, great zoning tool. Allows your team to go through it smoothly, so Bosgood re-engages through it, but keeps them from going in and getting to your backline. Kind of a troll portal there, just leading you on the inside of Drag Pit.
I love fun magical journey things with Bard. So that is Dragon number 1 going over to Fellowship of the Nerds here, who have now started. They were down here, and looks like there's not going to be any follow-up on it yet here, as that turret is still about to go down. Just a couple more shots should do it, and it does go down, but Lunshu actually very low, and he's going to go down to Baby Trunk. The Emperor's Divide, not really sure what that did there. Oliver Closeoff picking up a kill onto Chosgood here. Kills traded back and forth, one for one right now. Top laner for support, as you see Copyrights Valking out of that fight. The True Shot Barrage going in, just doing some follow-up damage, but I think this fight is over unless someone overextends.
Yeah, the Emperor's Divide definitely trying to push them away, push the Zed away from Chosgood there, but he ends up going back to his shadow before it even hits him.
Yeah.
So kind of making that ult a little useless.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just negating the effect of that. But overall, a great fight there. And that was
not really sure what that did there. Oliver Closeoff picking up a kill onto Chosgood here. Kills traded back and forth, one for one right now. Top laner for support, as you see Copyrights Valking out of that fight. The True Shot Barrage going in, just doing some follow-up damage, but I think this fight is over unless someone overextends.
Yeah, the Emperor's Divide definitely trying to push them away, push the Zed away from Chosgood there, but he ends up going back to his shadow before it even hits him.
Yeah.
So kind of making that ult a little useless.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just negating the effect of that. But overall, a great fight there, and that was a great
slingshot
to negate the turret taking rate and wait for Bosgood to get there. Kind of slow push it, but as we can kind of see, very good coming out from the side of Fellowship of the Nerds, playing to their comp exactly how they need to, just slowly poke them down when they can, find the engage with Zac, follow up with the Emperor's Divide, just keep using that Ezreal to its fullest potential.
Yeah, this is such a close game right now. I mean, you can't even, both teams have shown their advantages, have had advantages, both teams have had disadvantages here in this game, so I'm excited. I'm so hyped about this. You know, it's like we've been saying, playoff implications, everyone brings their A game. It's great to see.
Oh, and it's huge, and that's the thing. Do you really, trying to tie for third is definitely your biggest thing, because if you go fourth place, you're playing TMI, who's only dropped one game.
Yeah, that's definitely not an ideal first round matchup in the playoffs. So you definitely are going to want to go, but I mean, even if you get 3, you got to play Viz Major, which that's no easy task either.
That's true. I guess at this point, really, both teams showing very strong. They did beat each other 1-1 this week already, so we know that both of them maybe almost equal in strength. So it's got to be scary going into this, but hey, you never know. That's what the point of preparation is all about.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you even want a chance, you got to get there, right? So looks like, will there be a fight in the river here? Oliver Closeoff was looking to flank, but is gonna back off for now.
Just clearing a lot of vision. I think that's going to be a very crucial thing in this game. There's a lot of pick potential from both teams, so having that vision control is huge. We see only one sweeper so far on the side of Fellowship of the Nerds. 2 of them still sitting on those yellow wards. Could be a fight for them.
Oh, there's the Bard out locking up 2 members of RDS here. Can they follow up? Bosgood looking to go in, but Oliver Closeoff, the Emperor's Divide again whiffs as Oliver Closeoff retreated back to his shadow. And it looks like no kill is going to be picked up yet for either side here. And yeah, nothing. Just again, you know, Bananas trying to use that Emperor's Divide to get Oliver Closeoff, you know, in a position where they can kill him or away, and every time, you know, Oliver Closeoff just kind of slips away.
I think he's just going to try and use that ulti more for the... try and honestly just get their backline and throw it into Harablo, because at this point he's trying to use it defensively, but it's not hitting anyone. So you're not only losing the effectiveness of the ulti, but also the damage. So try and use some of a re-engage here.
Copyright's going forward here, getting a lot of damage down onto Baby Trog with those abilities here. And Baby Trog's going to be careful as he Arcane shifts forward with just a sliver of health. And unless they want to flash for it, I think he should get away. Yeah, looks like he will for now, but good little turnaround there by RDS.
Bosgood coming in from the backside here, though. He might go for Copyrights.
Oh, onto Copyrights. Hello, picks up that kill, but at what cost here? Will he be able to get out just bouncing around? And he will actually get out of it, but is he going to reposition to go back in? Looks like not. Good flank there at the end of that fight by Bosgood.
And a great stun there by Chazgood to make sure his teammate gets through as a True Shot barrage goes through. And they're just really delaying the backs. They might be able to pick up a turret. They can keep this up. And that's the thing. I think the extended fights are definitely in the favor of Fellowship of the Nerds. They have that Azir. They have the Ezreal. They have so much poke on that side. Just keep using it. Even if they find these little skirmishes, both teams back off low health bars, you can poke them away while they try and defend those turrets. Even though that was 5v4 and really no one died there, that's good for RDS. Gotta wonder if once that Maokai's in these fights, are they going to be able to deal with the Maokai and the Zed sitting on top of Baby Truck?
Yeah, that's gonna get a little spooky for Fellowship of the Nerds as this game kind of goes later and later.
2 spooky 5-me?
Yeah, 3 spooky 5-me even.
Ooh, oh, the 3.
Yeah.
Interesting. But I mean, as far as the gold goes, we see Bosca going in here again.
Yeah, going in on Oliver Closeoff, who, you know, hops out of there. It looks like he should get away safely. Does have flash available, even so. So nothing gonna happen there.
Definitely not. Just continually looking for these picks, like we said, putting down a little bit of damage on Oliver Closeoff there, but not able to find the kill. And that's the thing. It's so hard to lock down a Zed. He's so slippery. He can basically do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Just kind of pop around when he needs to. But it looks like they're going to set up for the Dragon. A really great vision control. They have it on every entrance as well as pinks all around there. So should be no way that anyone could sneak in there. But they're actually opting to push here.
Ooh, that was fast.
And yeah, they absolutely decimate Azir being a very quick objective taker, just putting the soldiers down. But they will trade it for that tier 2 mid turret and try and take the magical journey to have a shortcut. Might use that ulti to engage though, and they do.
I don't know if he lands it. He does land it onto Oliver Closeoff. Bosgood follows it up with the slingshot here. Can they turn this around? The Glacial Fissure goes up to try and knock some members up, but it's not doing a whole lot. The Emperor's Divide finally hits Oliver Closeoff where he wants him to go here, but still the kill. There it is. The shutdown. I bet that felt good for Bananas Inc., but he goes down in turn to 0. Invictus as Copyrights takes down the fellow 80 carry, quickly followed by Chazgood here, and this fight going right now in the favor of RDS. But Bosgood looking to turn it around. Him and Harablo actually fairly healthy. They're just so tanky. I don't know if RDS have enough damage to try and deal with them here with just 0 Invictus, Luke and Loonshoot back left, and they might just leave 0 Invictus to the dogs here as he might go down still. The pillar there to try and stop him, and there we go. Bosgood picking up that one. So all in all, a 3 for 3 as this game continues to just be so even.
And like you said, they may have had the numbers advantage, but the health advantage was definitely in the favor of Fellowship of the Nerds there. They may be very tanky, but that Trundle and Zac do a lot of damage. And the thing was, that was a great Emperor's Divide. Like you said, we finally see it be used properly. It finally connects with someone. And they zoned out the entire front line of RDS and just sat back there with their soldiers in a choke point. Ezreal just hammering Qs away. Then once they got collapsed on, I believe the Repel came in. Corki came around, the 80 carry flank. Love that move. Highly recommend it. Works very well until you get CC'd to death. But is able to pick up the kill on Baby Trog in the back line. But in the end, Harablo basically full health just in there swinging on them. So once again, another very close fight. I definitely thought I was going to go in the favor of RDS being in that choke point, but Azir quickly turning that around.
Yeah, isn't that like the number 2 rule of League of Legends behind never chase a singed? Isn't the number 2 rule don't fight a Zero in a choke point?
Yeah, that's pretty spooky trying to do that. I mean, you get caught in those soldiers, and it's such a small area. It's just jab, 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 jab. It's like 1,000 cuts.
Yes. Wow.
And dude, we just got hit by the wow effect.
Hey, Ponox.
Ponox was lurking over here in the caster's desk, but we kicked him out. He tried to wow us.
You going golfing later, dude? Just because he's wearing a polo shirt. So.
Got him.
Yeah,
got him. Sick.
Sick burn.
Yeah, eat it, Ponox.
I don't know how he's going to recover from that one.
No. But anyways, we do the Zero turret is set up, and this is really good for the siege. This is exactly what you want. Put them in this point here. They can use the Emperor's Divide. They have a turret on their back if they decide to engage, and either push him into their turret or knock them away back towards their turret. Like we said, their siege game so strong with that Ezreal and the Azir. As long as they don't get caught out, but Banana's getting hit by the cocoon. Osgood might look for a slingshot here. They have poked a couple of them below half health. Might be able to go in here. Being very patient, very smart. That Bard ulti is available if they want to try and get rid of the turret.
Look at Bosgood. Bosgood's just lurking. He's waiting for the slingshot.
Dude, he's sniffing around for the Tilly, as the young Desaninator would
Quit
say.
referencing yourself, you pompous douche. There's the Bard ult. Gonna land onto 3 members here, and this is the fight that Fellowship of the Nerds are looking for. Can they make it go in their favor? The Emperor's Divide gonna knock back Loonshu. Oliver Closeoff, though, gonna look for the chase here. The Legacy of the Shurima turret is backing Fellowship of the Nerds, but not for long, as they are now on the run here. The first one to go down is Baby Trog, quickly followed by Bananas Inc. here. And, you know, that looked like the right engage for Fellowship, but RDS just able to turn it around.
Yes and no. They actually try and engage. The Bard ulti hits, but then they start taking turret shots. They don't catch everyone. It was a very good follow-up by Bosgood, immediately landing that elastic slingshot as they came out. But at that time, they had taken so much damage from the turret, they just couldn't fight, and they just turned it around on its head. But Harablo looking to be a nuisance in there. And this is a very scary Baron call as the jungler's still alive.
They're just going to turn around right onto Harablo and just absolutely gangbang him, and he will go down very quickly. Going to be quickly followed here by Bosgood if they can get the blobs down in time. But RDS now, I think, are they still going to do Baron here? They're pretty unhealthy. Chosgood just going to sit back and just kind of take shots at them.
Oh,
this is so questionable. They're so unhealthy, but I guess, you know, not many members of Fellowship alive to do it. But Luke Duke, hello?
Luke
Hello?
Duke gonna be the member. They're trying this, and the Bard ulti gonna delay them actually.
God.
So wasting a lot of time as Ezreal's coming in through
RDS, please, as copyrights goes down now as well, with kill credit gonna go over to Chosgood for that one.
And what a great deterrence there, using the Bard ulti to slow it down, and they actually keep it going. So great play there by Chosgood and MVP Baron on that fight.
Yeah, just such a questionable decision there by RDS. I mean, you know, you went for it, and you know the members of Fellowship kind of deterred you off of it. So you got the 2 kills. You killed Bosgood. You killed Harablo. Just take that and go. They were so unhealthy. I don't think there was no way they should have continued that. As now Chosgood might go down here. No, he will not. Oh, he did go down, but then the shutdown in turn here for Baby Trog onto all of her clothes off.
And in the end, not really worth. You just 1-for-1 to support and had to burn your flash. Now this gives up a lot of pressure onto here. They should be able to pick up a turret or 2. And with that mid laner going down, Zed's a lot of the frontline presence able to get to Baby Truck. Now it's really going to be just up to Loonshu to try and get there, as the Christian Fisher is used as well as package.
Emperor's Divide not going to do much there as Bananas Inc. goes down. 2 copyrights. And who will come out on top in this fight? This could be big for RDS if they can take down Baby Trog right now. They get the kill. Loonshu picking that one up. Parablo, though, is full health here. Zero Invictus quite unhealthy. There's a bit of a skirmish going down in the mid lane, as well as Bosgood very low here. And this should be Harablo eventually going down. He's so tanky. There we go. Luke Duke picks that one up. And right now, Oliver Closeoff still down from that kind of pick earlier. So that team fight was a 3-for-0 for RDS, and they were 4v5.
Yeah, once again, they immediately burst down Bananas. I don't think he got hit by the package, but Corki absolutely decimating him with that burst damage coming up from that Corki. And he basically only got his ulti off, and then he was dead. So it kind of negated that, making it a 4v4. And then Baby Trog just not able to peel Loonshu, as well as Zero Invictus. Harablo doing his best, but maybe taking out Chosgood was a good thing. You're not able to peel for that Ezreal as much with those stuns, the magical journey, the heals, the speed ups. So, looking a little dire here for Fellowship of the Nerds. They starting to lose these team fights, outnumbered. Really need to pull it back.
Yeah, and that gold lead is it's slowly and quietly increasing in favor of RDS here. Now up about just about 4K, almost 5K in gold. So, you know, it was pretty even, kind of back and forth a little bit, but now RDS have kind of been, like I said, slowly and quietly building it up back up in their favor.
Oh, Baby Truck gonna get caught out here.
Ooh, that death mark does a lot of damage here. Can he? Nope. All right, Oliver Closeoff takes him down. I thought maybe that Bananas was gonna be able to help him there, but just getting caught out in a bad spot.
Yeah, and that's the problem. If he doesn't have a QSS, there's not really much he can do, but maybe he's just prepping for the next patch where you can QSS his LLC. As going for that build, he's going to try and get that Bloodthirster, but that's the very scary thing. Is that Zed ulti, he's just going to camp that bush, and now that takes a lot of pressure and puts it on Fellowship of the Nerds. They have to try and clear without a lot of their pokes.
Yeah, and RDS now just going to look to push on this top tower, but Fellowship aren't going to let it go down. They're going to try their best to fight them off here, but like you said, without the wave clear from Baby Truck, they might have a bit of a tough time for it now. They also have Zed. Looks like he is going to be split pushing in the bot lane. Once he takes out that wave, they're going to push in on that bot lane turret. The Bard ult going to go down, and it is actually flashed there by Luke Duke. Bosgood slingshots in here. Loonshu looking to 1v3. The Emperor's Divide knocks him backwards, and this, you know, isn't really a good ideal fight for, you know, Loonshu. He does pick up the kill onto Bananas Inc., which is cool, and now he's actually going to look to turn it. He might prove me wrong. Maybe he can pull off the 1v3 as his teammates are here to back him up as they now pick up the kill onto Bosgood. And who will go down next here? Parablo looks like he is on the chopping block right now. They are taking turret shots, so they do need to be careful with Baby Trog coming back. They do get Parablo down, and now Loonshu just goes right back in onto Baby Trog and gonna send him straight back to the fountain. That is the double kill here for Copyrights, triple kill if you count the tower. And now they're going in onto the inhib turret as well. And what a fight here for RDS.
And meanwhile, this whole time, Zed has been split pushing bot. So once again, the Zed getting free reign, not doing anything. And RDS winning these fights outnumbered again. And I'm not sure this Maokai is just so big. Like you were saying, 3v1.
Yeah.
It's a solo kill into Bananas Inc. And it's just not looking good right now for the Fellowship.
But for now, speaking of Bananas Inc., Loonshu sends him right back to the fountain. Chosgood just locks up some of the members just to try and escape with his life, but then big old Bosgood coming through here to try and pick up a kill onto someone just to try and save their Nexus turrets. He should pick up the kill onto Luke Duke here. Chosgood gonna finish it off. Oliver Closeoff gonna land the death mark onto him though. The Shuriken's gonna come out to try and finish off the kill, and he will finish that one off. But will he go down in turn? The pillar gonna knock him up. The shutdown going over to Baby Trog. Oliver Closeoff picks up the kill. Again, the support for mid-trade. Maybe not worth. He really likes that, the 1v1, the 1-4-1. But, man, Fellowship of the Nerds, they're really on their heels here, Blake.
Struggling a lot here, but they might be able to sneak a Baron. It looks like Copyright is aware of this as well as Loonshu. And we've seen Loonshu able to 3v1, so not going to be the wisest choice to go for Baron here as Bosgood getting a lot of damage taken onto him. Going to just try and back off his Loonshu is a massive tree.
That is a big old tree. He's looking like Groot out there. I am Groot.
Just swinging with his little wood arms.
Well, his one arm is actually pretty big.
That's true. It's like an entire tree itself.
Yeah.
It's like bigger than anything I've ever grown in my life. I've never grown a tree that big.
That's really not surprising. I don't know. You're saying that like it's weird that you've never grown a lot of trees.
And you know how people used to say, like, if you planted the pit of fruit, it would grow a tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried that once. It didn't work.
Well, clearly you didn't water it enough then. You didn't give it enough sunlight, water,
I tried
tender loving care.
I've tried to get a nectarine tree.
I love nectarines.
They're so good.
As far as fruits go, the nectarine is very underrated, if you ask me.
Yeah. It's so good. It's like a mixture. It's like it has the sweetness of a plum, or not a plum, like of a peach almost to me.
Yeah.
But it has the texture, not the texture, but like the firmness of a plum.
Yeah.
It's not like fuzzy and stuff, but it's weird.
They're like I don't know how to describe them. Yeah, definitely an underrated fruit. They're like the middle stage between an apricot and a peach. Like in the evolutionary scale, if those fruits were a Pokemon evolutionary line, it would go apricot, nectarine, and then peach would be the final form.
The peach would be the final form?
The final evolution, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
If fruits on... Today on If Fruits Were Pokemon, Peaches.
Now as we transition from fruits to nuts, because this game is absolutely nutty, as they only
Nice,
have one
dude.
inhibitor left up here. That mid lane, gonna be the last standing turret for them to be really that line of defense for that inhibitor. And I mean, they've broken into Helm's Deep.
Yeah, they have.
And now they look like they're going to start going for Baron. They have a lot. Oh my goodness, I actually triggered. Kid bringing up pomegranates. Actually the greatest fruit on the planet. Don't even get me started. But
Really?
they are going to start transitioning here over to Baron. And they have so much vision control. Once
Yeah,
again,
but Bardock going to come in ulting Baron as well here. And you know what? That's not even going to bother RDS. They clean up Baron very quickly. And this could be the game-winning push here for them. With they are going to take the magical journey as well just to get them faster. The Baron Empowered Minion is going to do a lot of work right now in favor of RDS here as they look to push in on that last turret. It's the last stand of Minas Tirith right now for
the Middle Earth
Fellowship of the
Mordor.
Nerds. Yeah, Middle Earth is standing against Mordor right now. The Emperor's Divide going in here, and Fellowship of the Nerds actually doing quite a bit of damage to the CG members of RDS here. Loonshoe gonna go in there and look again for the 1v5 this time. I don't know if that one's gonna go in his favor. Oliver Close-Up goes in the middle of the team doing a ton of damage, and now RDS might look to turn this as members of Fellowship are quite unhealthy. Luke Duke, though, gonna be the first one to go down. Baby Chop picking up that kill. Bosgood barely getting out with his life right now. The turret is gonna go down right now. The Bard ult not gonna get there in time to save the turret. And now Chosgood's got to be careful as he gets cocooned and taken down quickly, followed by Baby Trog, but not before he took down Oliver Close-Up. Right now it is a 2-for-2, so we got a bit of a 3v3 twisted tree line action going on right now in this game. I don't know if RDS has the damage right now to finish off this game.
And that was a scary thing. I mean, that fight seemed pretty even, but in the whole time, minions flooding into the base, and now they have to clear that. And just the team fight's not going their way, and I gotta give props to this Loonshoe Malachi. He is doing absolute work on this champion. And it's absorbing so much of the damage coming out from Fellowship of the Nerds. They're not able to really win these team fights. And finally, we do see the Zed try and ult Ezreal, uses the QSS to try and stay alive, but RDS going to pick up their second dragon here. They have Baron, they've got 2 inhibitors down, they have that inhibitor open to go take again. Fellowship of the Nerds in a very tough spot. Oh, they've got 2 inhibs back now.
Yep.
It could be the changing tides. I should only be one wave of double super minions coming through. So they're gonna have to deal with that before it waltzes into their base and they get Baron empowered. Because that's the last thing you want. Baron empowered double super minions walking into your gates.
That's very spooky. And of course, picking up that second dragon, RDS as well, gonna get the bonus damage to structures. So that is also going to help their sieging abilities here. Now, Silky Mitts here saying that he prefers watermelon as his favorite fruit. I'm not a fan of watermelon. There's a lot of people like, oh, like, in the summertime, there's nothing better than just a big, juicy watermelon. Oh, yeah, watermelon. I'm not a fan. Like, if I'm at a barbecue in the summer and there's a bowl of watermelon, I will not take a piece.
I gotta be with Silky though. It's gotta be firm. Like I don't like when it's like all like really soft and crap.
Oh yeah, you like it nice and firm, very hard, rigid even.
So our sieging here is they do go into
Chosgood gets taken down by Copyrights, who is currently unstoppable. The Emperor's Divide trying to knock members of RDS back, but this could be the end here for Fellowship of the Nerds. This is now truly the last stand, I think, as Harablo and Baby Trog and Bananas are down here. The Orcs have broken through Minas Tirith here, and they will be making their way to the Nexus. They will be taking the throne of Gondor, and RDS are going to be winning Game 1 here as they take down the Nexus. And what a competitive game we had, but that was a very convincing and decisive victory by Revolution Death Squad.
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of watch Fellowship of the Nerds. They had that early lead, a really great map pressure from Bosgood, but RDS just slowly clawed back, and once they started catching up, they just kind of steamrolled their way to victory.
Yeah. Sorry, no, go ahead.
No.
Oh, what I was going to say was unrelated.
Oh, RDS just playing very set, and this is kind of one of the things we talked about a little bit. Just seeing these teams slowly grow. I mean, we saw so much inconsistency and indecisiveness coming out from RDS. I mean, still have some things to work out as they let 2 people die to Baron, trying to force it.
That was a questionable shot call.
But I mean, they were so far ahead at that point, it didn't really matter. And I thought that Fellowship of the Nerds definitely had the team fighting prowess with their comp. But that Maokai did so much goddamn work. Like, he was just absorbing damage like nobody's business and just getting to the targets he needed to, and no one could take him down.
Yeah, and, we said that Fellowship, they needed to they had that late scaling comp, but we got to 45 minutes, and it still didn't really work out for them. I think just because by the time they kind of got to where their power spikes were hitting in the late game, they were already too far behind, and their base was kind of already too much taken apart by RDS. Yeah, great game by them. Great story here for RDS. This is a team that failed to qualify last split for SKL. They come back, qualify second split, and here they are in the last week of the season taking down the third place team from last split.
Yeah, and like you said, it was a decisive win. They were not the most clean game, but
yeah.
They played it smart. They didn't make too many risky, questionable calls. Pulled themselves a victory.
That one call at Baron, the Team Dignitas is strong in RDS.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to go for it.
Yeah.
But that's huge for them. Getting them that win, that's momentum going into the next game. And like we said, if they are able to 2-0 Fellowship of the Nerds, they take sole possession of that 4th place spot, and Fellowship will not qualify for playoffs.
Could Fellowship still qualify with the games with Lunatic Peace next week?
They already played. They were the first team to play in Lunatic Peace.
You're right.
RDS.
Oh my gosh.
Plays in Lunatic Peace.
So a lot on the line for Fellowship of the Nerds right now. We're going to look to get into game 2 here right away. We're going to take a quick break, but before the break, can I say one more thing about fruits?
Yeah, for sure.
Mangoes.
Dried mangoes. I actually don't like
a fresh mango?
Fresh mango. I like dried mango.
I think they're both good in each form. They're good in both forms. Dry mangoes are good, but a good old fresh mango, I love it.
Right mangoes. Like, I feel like mangoes, if you eat it at the right time, it's good. If you don't, nah.
Fair. All right. Well, more on fruits when we get back from this break, but be sure to stick around for game 2 between Fellowship of the Nerds and Revolution Death Squad.